BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, and college basketball, NHL to UFC and MMA. Head to BetOnline today to get in on all the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Thank you for making Saints Central your black and gold home for the New Orleans Saints.
Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that?
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, 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 huh? Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. Thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on Tampa, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, running like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like this and I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
My goodness, man. This the cardiac people, man. This is what happened with the Saints. Boy, we won. Yeah, we won. Because it looked like they had 1 second they was trying to do for them, and we was able to. Goodness gracious. Why does it even have to be like this? Defense interceptions ain't played on the back end. Boy, I tell you, man, we got to get this together, man. We got the W, but my goodness, man. Come on. Goodness gracious, man. It shouldn't have to even went like this, but I'm glad we got the win. But goodness gracious, man. Goodness gracious. Shout out to the family members. The Saints get the W, man. Coach Rizzi looked like I don't know what happened to Rizzi. Rizzi kind of got jammed there, and I was like, man, Rizzi almost looked like he was about to, he was in a conniption fit or something. I don't know what was going on with Rizzi. You got to calm down, brother. I know you're excited, man, but you do that every game. We're going to need an interim coach for your ass. They're going to have to send out the cart for you. All right. But anyway, big ups to you guys. The Saints get the W. Coach Rizzi gets his first win as the interim coach. He's very excited. And we get the dub today, rather. The Saints stopped the snide. That's all I wanted to care about. We beat the Falcons. Number one, we stopped the slide of the 7-game losing streak, which is a promise. And they do leapfrog the Carolina Panthers because of the points that they scored. They had 227 points they scored versus the 167 as a collective that Carolina puts up, which means you flip-flopped. Carolina now goes to the cellar. You go to the third place. But before we're going to get into the super chat. Shout out to y'all with the super chats. Give me a moment. Let me go through the team statistics, fam, and then we'll kind of bounce back to that. As a Saints man, listen. Wow. Here's the statistics, right? We'll bring in Pops Q momentarily, too. Saints 14 first downs versus the Falcons 25 first downs. They were 5 of 13. The Saints were versus 5 of 14 by the Falcons. Total plays 73 to 52 advantage Falcons. Falcons had more total yards, 458 to 365. The drives were even. Saints averaged 7 yards per play. The Falcons 6.3, 277 to 269 in terms of the pass. The running attack, they put up 181 yards rushing, which is and 116 of the 180 belonged to Bijan Robinson. Saints died. They had like 50 odd something yards at halftime. And then the Falcons defense says, no, you're not going to run the ball anymore. And the Saints could not score at all in the second half. And it's fortunate to our defense and missed field goals by Q, I guess, Young Wee, whatever the man is, Q missed a bunch of field goals that helped the Falcons lose this game. The rushing attack, it was big. The red zone offense, 1 of 3 for both teams. The Saints had 8 penalties for 76 yards, 6 for 45 by the Falcons. You see the Saints did get their interception. The possession, 35 minutes and 7 seconds for the Falcons versus 24:53 by the Saints and TOP. And it was what it was. So the Saints, a lot of odds going on here with the Saints here, man. Speaking about what happened with this team. Derek Carr finished the game with 16 of 25 for 269. He averaged the first down every time he threw the ball. According to the stats, he had 2 touchdowns. Not much going on in the second half. A rating of 126.9. The rushing attack, Alvin Kamara, 17 carries for 55 yards, 3.2. Really, he just, like I said, they just stopped him from running the ball in the second half. Taysom Hill, 4 carries for 14 yards, not much shaking there. Marquez, Valdes-Scantling really didn't get any looks in the second half. 3 catches, all that happened in that second quarter for 109 and 2 touchdowns. AK-41 was the guy that caught the ball more than anybody, 5 catches for 54 yards. Taysom had 2 for 36, 2 for 36 for Kevin Austin. Jawan 2 for 22. Not much else. And of course, you look at the defense. Demario Davis finished with 10 tackles. Hugo Amadi had 9. Alante Taylor had 9 as well. Will Harris with 8 in his return. 1 sack on the day. Well, actually 2 sacks. 1 by Peyton Turner, the other one by Chase Young. And actually 3, but Cam Jordan got him 1 too. It was 3 sacks by the Saints late in the second half. Defense stepped up, man. Got to give him Tyrann Mathieu, got the interception. The defense was doing all the things they could do because the offense literally died in the second half and would not do anything to help the team out. Blake Grupe finished 2 for 2. Falcon side of things, Kirk Cousins was 23 of 38 for 306. He had an interception, no touchdowns. He was sacked 3 times. Bijan, 20 carries for 116. Averaged 6 yards per run, 2 touchdowns. Tyler Algieri, 11 carries for 59 yards, averaged over 5 yards per run. And as a collective, they had 181 yards on the Saints rushing attack, averaged almost 6 yards a carry. Like I said, Saints realistically, because of Young Hoku, the kicker, missed the field goals. Drake London, 12 attempts, 8 catches off those. Darnell Mooney had 5 for 96. Kyle Pitts, 4 for 55. Ray McLeod, 3 for 30 on the day. So, and their top tacklers there did their thing as well as Caden Ellis, 10 tackles. Nate Landman was the other guy there. And the Saints continue to kind of do this. But boy, you won't talk about a lot of luck today by the Saints. You won't talk about some luck. My goodness. You won't talk about luck today? Man, the Saints, boy, you won't talk about luck. You won't talk about, good gracious, man. This was just too close for my comfort. Too close. All right. But anyway, shout out to the fam. It's just that was weird. All right. Traders Playbook says Shador and Coach Prime on the way. Yeah, baby. Thank you. Appreciate you, Brad, bro.
Thank you. Get fucked too kind.
All right. Jamie, shout out to Jamie, says ugly win, but I'll take it. Thanks, Mr. Cool. That's right.
Thank you. Get fucked too kind.
That's right. Thank you, Mr. Cool, for not kicking it through. Milton says, I can't hear any bird cackling. They done flew into a windmill splat.
Thank you. Get fucked too kind.
All right. Shout out to the fam. Y'all stay right where y'all. We'll go to Coach Rizzi momentarily and see what he has to say. But hey, man, let's bring in Pops. Pops, yeah, turn your TV down, sir.
Okay, hang on one second.
Yeah, we're gonna get Pops. Let Pops get his TV situation resolved. It's kind of loud back in the background, but the shout out to you guys here. Appreciate you for being in the stream. And yeah, my dog, we did it, man. We did it, man. But my goodness, man, it took a lot, but yeah, we got to work on this offense next week, man. We can't have this. We can't have all this flimsy stuff that we did today. But you know, we got the win, Pops. We got the win today. Saints took care of business, man.
Yes, it did.
Okay, what's your early thoughts on the matchup?
Well, I'll tell you what, the defense bent, but they didn't break. See, Kirk Cousins, regardless if he played for the Vikings and like he played for the Falcons, he normally wears us out. He really is one of those smart quarterbacks in the league, even though, he's kind of up in age, but he's still a pretty good quarterback. Now, the Saints put more pressure on him in the second half than they put on him in the first half. A lot of the balls he was throwing would be, he got some excellent. We need some receivers like those guys. I got to give it to them. Their wide receiver core is pretty good. They catch almost everything that's thrown to them. Well, we got guys that hurt. But the question I have, son, is why did they go away from throwing the ball downfield in the second half?
Yeah, that was questionable. I don't get that because you couldn't run the ball with Alvin Kamara. We talked about that. Like at the halftime break, Pops, I was like, listen, the Falcons are going to put all their resources to stopping Alvin Kamara because that's how the offense was originally driven, and they're going to force Derek Carr to try to beat them, in which he could not. So the strategy worked. The problem to it for them was the kicker. They missed too many opportunities in these field goals. Yes, but that's what basically broke down to. But yeah, their plan played out the way it was supposed to. Clint Kubiak didn't adjust the way he was supposed to adjust. Like it just fell apart from the. That's why I like the win, but that just disgusted me how that offense just died in the second half like that. And we basically I told the family members they're going to lean on Tyler Algieri because the Saints defense is tired, and they're in the offense they're going to play the run to make him pass, and it actually the defense. Shout out to the defense, man. They got the interceptions, they got the sacks, they got the Chase Young knocked the ball out of his hands. We get the win. We eked out the win today, but this is something that they got to work on going forward. But a win is a win. But yeah, I don't get why they did what they did like that, Pops. I don't get that part of the game. That really was working.
That's just what I couldn't figure it out. I mean, you try to run. They picked up on certain plays, especially when they see Taysom Hill going in the game. You know what they're playing. You know what they're gonna do. Oh, they're gonna stack the box. They're gonna stack your line. And they know Taysom is gonna run with the ball. He's gonna run and try to, get yardage in the middle or maybe to the right or to the left. But Atlanta, they got a good coach there. That guy's a pretty good coach. So he figures these things out. He actually shut the Saints offense down. In that second half. I mean, they couldn't do anything. They couldn't do anything. I just couldn't understand why they got away from passing the ball. The guy that they put in there, give him some chance. The kid got open. Give him a chance. Throw the ball downfield. I recall them sacking Carr. Carr had plenty enough time to do some good things. But if you're going back to plays that most teams, and some of the plays that they're running, I've seen those plays over and over again where teams are smart enough and coaching staff, the other teams will figure this thing out. That's the reason why we got shut down in the second half. But we got the win. And that's thanks to the defense that we got the win.
Yeah, that's true, Pops. Big ups to the defense, man. Tyrann Mathieu struggled, missing tackles, but he made a crucial interception to help the Saints out. Right. And it's just something to work on going forward against the Browns. Browns are next up in the building. The Saints need to just continue to they got to get that done. But the defense, man, was just out there for like 35 minutes of the game. They made some plays. They got the turnover. They made the sacks. And we have to play a full game. And the Saints stopped the snide. Now they're 3-7. So they split with Atlanta. They could not allow Atlanta to sweep them. They eked out this win, which is, we just have to clean it up moving forward. Yeah. All right. shout out to you guys being here. We're gonna keep talking. We know we're gonna bring up Coach Rizzi. Michael said I still can't see this roster making a run. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate you, man, for that, man.
Thank you. Fuck too kind.
All right. Shout out Jamal Moss says Q. Where is all them dumb Falcon fans on Bourbon Street celebrating before the game? Well, you know, hey man, I don't know, brother, but I know we it's a win, brother. You know,
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Fuck too kind.
Yeah, it was one of these situations where, you know, we'll take the win, you know, against the Falcons any way we can get it, but we kind of we got to clean up some stuff going forward, no doubt about it. I do like the energy that the Saints played with. I like the defense wasn't as crisp as it was, but they were playing with a lot of heart out there, especially later on in the game, getting the sacks, getting the interception. The Kamara's running the ball half the game. So it's like the offense played a half a game, really one quarter of a game, to be honest with you. They'll have to fix that. I'm pretty sure Coach Rizzi is going to talk about that in the post-game presser when he comes here. But yeah, Pops, a nice win by a good win to stop the 7-game losing streak, man. That's the bottom line, is that they're now 3-7 here.
Yes. Now they got plenty of stuff yet to clean up, especially how to close out. They're similar to our basketball team in the fact that we get a good lead and we fail to close the game out. Today, and we just might as well put the cards on the table. Atlanta's kicker was horrible today. He missed 2 field goals, at least that I remember, 2 field goals. One of which, because he had he hit one of them field goals, we'd probably be in overtime. He missed 2. One hit the crossbar, and the other one went far out to the right or left of the uprights.
Right. Yeah. He was awful today. That's so not like
very awful. Yes, he missed. I recall he missed a couple last week, but Atlanta won the game. But he missed a couple of field goals last week. You know, but he usually kills. He usually kills us every time since he's been there. He usually kills us, and he killed us in the first game when they played him in Atlanta.
Yeah,
he kicked the winning field goal. You know?
Yeah, the Saints tipped one of them, but yeah, he had one from 50 plus, and he's usually pretty good from that. But he really just didn't look good in the game against the Saints, and Kirk Cousins kind of suffered down the stretch too in the game too. So the Saints did just enough to win there, so that's a big part of it. All right, let's we got Lo here. Lo just chimed in. Shout out to my brother Lo. Lo, are you there, sir?
Yeah, hey, you.
What's up, Lo? How you doing, sir?
Y'all doing all right, man?
Yes, sir. How you doing, brother?
Hey, man, look here, Bo. 9 points left on the board. It's one of those situations where I can't even much make no excuses. We deserve to lose this one, Bo. You know, congrats to the Saints, you know, breaking that 7-game losing streak. You know, congrats on that. You know, y'all fought for this one. Y'all fought for this one. I can tell y'all wanted it, and you got it. You know, if y'all would have done this 7 games ago, y'all been a whole lot better situation, man. Congrats to the Saints, y'all.
Yeah, but Lo, this is gonna start y'all slide now, bro. You know, we y'all usually get that epic collapse thing going on. I think it starts right now. Don't be trying
to put negative on us, Q. Don't be trying to do that. Don't be trying to do that, Q. Don't be trying to do that, man. Look, I know. Look, seriously. At the end of the day, I know it's one of the situations. I can tell by the energy that, you know, all the Saints players and, you know, Coach Rizzi had and everything. I could tell that I knew it was gonna be a dogfight. And it was definitely a dogfight. The boys came out popping. They came out hitting and everything. And, you know, we just didn't, you know, we couldn't convert whenever we needed to. We left 9 points on the board. We lost the turnover battle. 2 sack fumbles. That last one really hurt us. And it was a situation where, you know, y'all got that dub, man. You know, congrats on that.
What was the reason why, in your opinion, Lo, why the team lost? Your team lost, brother. In particular, was it Young Hope? Was it Cool? Your kicker?
I know defensively we came out real. I mean, just terrible. And like moving forward in the second half, we only gave up 3 points. But you know Valdes-Scantling, he torched us. He caught us off guard, caught us with our pants down. I feel like it was a situation where they must put some new packages in there just for him. And he had 2 or 3 real big plays that really hurt us. So I feel like those were like the turning points of the game. And then as far as defensively, Kirk Cousins, he was holding the ball too long. I feel like we kind of threw the ball a little bit I feel like we threw the ball way too much. There were situations where it was like 3rd and 1, I think the second drive, and we tried to throw the ball to the sideline. We should have just ran it, and whatever happens. But that's how it goes sometimes. I guess sometimes whenever you feel like you have an MVP caliber quarterback, you feel like he can throw you out of every situation, and that's not what happened today.
Yeah, but in most cases, Lo, when you could throw the records out, bro, when the Saints and the Falcons get together, man, that's the bottom line. So it don't matter what the records are when they get together, because that's just the kind of energy that we play with when we match up against each other. So it's all respect, man. We split with you guys. You got the win earlier. We got the win now. Now we see what's going on moving forward. So,
hey, man, I'm gonna have to put my broom up till next year. I have to put my broom up.
All right, there you go.
I gotta put my broom up. I was teasing those Q's the other night. Papa Q's. I was teasing them. I gotta put the broom up now. I gotta pull out the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, but Lo, listen, I'm you hold out. My friend, we're gonna bring in Alvin Kamara, and here's the pressers. But hey, you be safe out there, my brother, moving around there, man.
Hey, man, look, we definitely will. I don't know if a bunch of Saints fans saw. We had a parade on Bourbon Street. We didn't mean any ill tip by it. We were just having a good time. So for all the Saints fans, that's watching, that seen the videos of us out on Bourbon Street, we turned it out, but
yeah, it probably would have meant more if you would have won the game too, Lord. That probably would have kind of helped out too if you'd have won.
Look, everybody going back home. We had to do it while everybody was here. So we did it before the game last night or yesterday. So we had to do what we were gonna do,
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, like one thing about Atlanta culture, like we might lose the game, but it ain't gonna stop a good time. Like we still finna get down now. Like don't
I hear you, brother. I hear you, brother. Just keep on working on that, and y'all be safe, brother. We gon' holler at you later.
Appreciate it, man. So everybody's watching, rise up. I don't care what kind of hate y'all got, y'all heart.
That's right. Hey, Lo, I'm with you on that, brother. Rise up to fall down.
Man,
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, brother.
All right, my friend. Thank you.
Here's AK-41, y'all.
That in the locker room, and I just told everybody, like, speech. So I told everybody, I'm not one to really celebrate too many of my successes. I just keep moving, and keep my head down. But this one is special. It is special. It make me feel old. 1, 2, it just make me realize, how much ball I played, and how many people had a hand in helping me get here. So just definitely appreciative to my teammates, to the city. It's special to be able to be able to do it in New Orleans. Do it in one city. It's amazing. So I'm gonna cherish that one.
Can you tell us about the moment when they recognized you and the audience kind of got an opportunity to celebrate you in that moment? You've been through a lot going into the season with contract and all injuries, all this stuff. What did that moment feel like?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it makes you you just put everything in perspective. Like, it just made me think about everything that I've been through to get to this point. 8 years, and being here, and all the people that helped me, and just it's special.
What was the most important thing that happened for this team this week? Was it just energy? Was it bonding together over everything? Was it a strategy and approach thing?
Man, it was a culmination of a lot of things. It was energy. It was a belief. I think we got some swag back. The preparation, details, the fundamentals. I think everybody was accountable to each other, and we haven't had that. It hasn't been there. I like I've been saying these past couple of weeks, we all want to win. The recipe it was just missing something, and I feel like we got that thing. Rizzi came in and he had a clear message for us. He told us, like, man, this is what we have to do to win. Like, he gave us the recipe, gave us the formula. Everybody bought in throughout the week. everybody did what they had to do. It's your 111, you know. It's about doing your job on every play, you know. And it's still a lot of things we left out on the field, and we got to clean up, you know, starting with me, that drop that I'm mad about still. But we won. But, you know, I think everybody was just bought in and we were united. I think unity was one of the words of the week. And, you know, when you're united, you all believe and you're all together, man, there's so much you can do. I mean, you see it out there. You see the product.
You said you got your swag back. How do you get
Our team, man, we just believe. I think we've been lacking in belief. You know, I think we've been going out there playing and things will go good, and then right when something goes bad, it's like, you know, the faith or the belief just kind of like falls out the bottom, you know. But today, everybody was just bought in all the way, you know, for 4 quarters, and that's what I'm used to being here, you know, playing a 4-quarter game. And I think, you know, we finished today. You know, we were able to go out there and finish, and everybody stayed together. Nobody panicked, and it just felt good. It felt good to get a win.
the opportunity to prove that in the end?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. That was my plan.
Yeah, what was Rizzi like? What was the pregame speech like?
Oh man, he fired up, man. He same message. He like, man, we got to go out there. I'm gonna just say what he said, but you know, accountability, unity. You know, our preparation, it went all the way up until when he started speaking. And he said, now you just go out there and do fundamentals and go out there and have fun and fly around. So I think everybody kind of soaked that message up, and we went out there and handled the business.
How fired up does he get on the sidelines? As we see clips, you know, of the moments, but like when you see a blocked punt, how animated is he?
Man, I wouldn't even. I don't know. I feel like when you say animated, sometimes like it's not genuine. Like that's how Rizzi is all the time. Like all the time, he's always like that. So you know, you can expect that energy from him on the sideline. And you know, the crazy thing is like Rizzi becoming, you know, the head coach. You know, sometimes you look and you think like, all right, what's going to change? What's going to be different? Man, Rizzi is the same as he was last week, this week. You know, I mean, I think he just got more of a voice now. So you know, I think everything that he's been thinking about, everything that he's been preparing for, coaching. His whole, I mean, however many years, 30 years, whatever, however long he's been coaching, I think he's been preparing for this, you know? So it just all came out today. And I mean, he did what he had to do. I'm proud of him. You know, it's his first win as a head coach. I ain't even checked my phone, but I heard it from him last week. He told me I should have broke it last week, but he was like, it's going to be more special at home. So I'm going to talk to him when I get done with this.
Was it more special at home?
Yeah, of course. You know, I mean, because Mark told me, I didn't even know. He was like, man, you got 12 more yards. You should have broke it. And I'm like, what? And then he told me what it was. And he was like, man, you can do it at home, though, so it's going to be cool. So, yeah, it's definitely more special just here in front of Who Dat Nation. I mean, what better way to do it?
So coming against the Falcons, too.
I mean, yeah, a little bit. You know, that's the hometown. So it is a little special. It would have been, I think that was special. I think it was special.
Being on the heels of their record, but also being named captain, was this week a little emotional for you too?
No. Yeah, business. Handle the business. I just knew I had a record to break, but I mean, I was just going into the game like every other game, like I want to win. You know, do whatever I got to do to help the team win. Cool.
All right, thanks,
Yeah.
All right.
Well, before I take some questions, there's just a couple things I want to say. Number one, what an unbelievable week. As I said, you just said to the players, this doesn't happen. Today doesn't happen without complete buy-in from the building. Listen, you guys have all reported about the changes and all that, and that's all well and good. But the buy-in and the execution, the preparation, I just told those guys, nothing substitutes good preparation. And we had just such a good practice week. The guys really just, and I said it to you guys about the buy-in during the week. I sounded like coach speak when I was saying it, I'm sure, but that's why we won this football game. We won the football game because all 3 phases had great weeks of preparation, and we went out and executed. Listen, there's plenty of stuff that we got to get fixed. There's some takeaways. I thought our fans were unbelievable today. You know, you always worry, just generally speaking about, the team's not doing that good. You know, this city, right, is starving for some wins, and we were hungry. I know they're hungry, and we were hungry to give them one, and that was awesome. But think about how the crowd affected the game today. We had some offsides penalties down there in the red zone. The crowd was into the game, loud energy, and so we're going to get this dome back to where it used to be, and that was just that's the start. I do want to compliment Alvin on the club rushing record, just like I just said to the team. Anytime you use the phrase "all time," it's a big deal. And I know he's joking around about feeling old, but he certainly doesn't look old. He looks like the same guy that was being producing all these years. I thought a couple takeaways from the game. I thought Honey Badger's his interception at the end of the game is maybe the biggest play of the game. We started to lose momentum there a little bit, and not a surprise to anybody that's from this area and followed his career that he's making big plays and in big moments of the game. Another point that I thought was a big deal is we mentioned it during the week. We challenged the wide receivers, right? There's some wide receivers that weren't even on our roster today. They're making catches. Scantling, 2 huge plays. I kind of challenged him this week. Him and I were joking around all week about, having juice and having energy, practice great, showed up in the game. Guy like Kevin Austin. People don't even know who Kevin Austin is. Here's a guy that we picked up in training camp and practice squad from the UFL and just worked his ass off every day to a point where some of the veteran guys are like, man, coach, you got to give this guy a chance. And so, he stepped up. Ridgeway, a guy that wasn't on our roster initially, way back in training camp, he blocks a field goal. And so, just some really, really good stuff there. I couldn't be more proud. As I just said to the crew in there, the team, again, I've been around a long time, college and NFL a long time. I've never been more proud of a group, the way that they, handle everything. Because when things are uncomfortable, it's easy. It's easy to just cash it in, and no one did that this week.
What happened at the end of the game?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. I yelled at Peyton Turner with 30 seconds left because he's celebrating before the game's over. So I screamed at him, and so he's spraying water, and I ripped his ass, quite frankly. So when the game was over, he wanted to get me back. So he came up to me, and I wasn't looking. He jacked me in the back, and I got a history of stingers. So my left arm went completely numb. Literally went completely numb. So I'm sure the video has me like this. I'm looking at my thanks a lot, Peyton. So I'm fine. I just I got a little C5, C6 going for years from the old. Sound like the old guy, and I am. That's what happened. Gave me a stinger, for lack of a better phrase. I couldn't feel my arm, so my balance was screwed up. I'm fine. I never, and listen, all the other stingers I got in my life, at least I saw them coming. I was prepared for them. This one, I never. I mean, if I'm going to get hurt, holy cow. So
when you grabbed onto him, that was you literally just trying not to fall.
I was grabbing him like, Payne, are you effing kidding me? Right? I'm like, I'm happy too, but holy cow. So anyway, yeah, all good.
Did someone present you with a game ball?
I'm sorry?
Did anyone present you with a game ball?
Oh, they did. Derek made a nice little speech in there. I got a game ball, and I gave a game ball to AK. And as I said in there, AK's game ball is an all-time game ball. My game ball was a first-time game ball, but the entire building's getting a game ball this week. Everybody was phenomenal. Everybody, the support staff, coaching staff, front office, players, equipment guys. I gave the equipment guys more work this week, changing the lockers around, like everybody. It never heard a bitch, a complaint, never heard anybody, just everybody completely from day one bought in. And so the whole building is getting a game ball. But yeah, Derek made a nice little presentation there.
Was that your decision to make Alvin captain? Was the team's
It was.
Came up to you? What was the thing about that?
No, that was a coach's decision. That was my decision. I just thought, listen, I thought Alvin's presented great leadership all year. Think what he means to the city. Think what he means to this organization. Think about the way he's played this year. I just thought he's handled, the week very, very well, and I just thought it was the right thing to do. And he was, again, I mentioned it's easy to kind of just go on and do your own thing. Alvin Kamara might have been the guy that bought in the most of the whole entire team. And so when the younger guys and those guys see the leadership of the team, when those guys see that, they follow suit. I just thought it was the right thing to do. He's been acting like a captain, practicing like a captain, playing like a captain. So why not make him a captain?
There's the leadership on this team, and even between the 34th quarter, Mario guys all defense together and getting kind of high speech. How much easier does that make your task this week?
Yeah, truth be told, I walked over to talk to the defense, And I certainly probably could find the video. I circled back around because DeMario had him, and I said, "I'm good. I'm not gonna do any better than he's gonna do." And he had him goofed up. I mean, but that's the uniqueness about this team. We have guys like DeMario, guys like Cam, guys like Honey Badger, guys like Alvin and Derek. I mentioned it during the week. We have a unique blend of young and old, and our younger, more inexperienced guys have some really, really good examples there to follow. But DeMario is, listen, he's as good of a leader as I've ever been around.
Yeah, I was wondering last week, it was your still a lifelong goal to be an NFL head coach. Just as goofy as this is, what does this feel like for you right now? Like, how good is this feeling?
Besides the stinger, besides the stinger, and my left thumb is still coming back. Besides that, it was awesome. Listen, you guys know me; I'm a pretty open guy. So this is how my day started. I get down here to the stadium, I get down here to Superdome. I go in the head coach's locker room, which I've never used before, right? So here I am early in the morning. I go to the bathroom, and this is how my day started. I clogged the toilet, and I'm like, "This is going to be a crappy day," pun intended. And so listen, I'm like, okay, this is not really a great start to the day. Here we go. And so, I'm not really feeling like a head coach of an NFL team right now. So I'm like, really? This is really how we're going to start my day? So, but listen, there was moments during the game. I'm so wrapped up in in my routine. There was moments today where like I'm almost forgetting. I'm just going through my routine, and I'm kind of forgetting that I'm the head coach a couple of times. All true. And so I thought our staff did a great job. Phil Galliano, Marwan Malouf, awesome job with the game management, kind of helping me through it. I thought Clint and Joe called a good game. Listen, there's plenty of stuff to get corrected, but yeah, listen, it's certainly a little surreal to see how happy the players were in the locker room. The celebration was awesome.
Sorry, you talked about during the week that you were aggressive by nature. Did you come into this game wanting to intentionally be aggressive? I mean, even too early.
Yeah. I thought we had set the tone early on, and that first drive in my mind, if we were going to get a 4th and 3 or less over the 50-yard line, in my mind, we were going for it. Kind of set the tone, set the example. Listen, it didn't work out. We left some points there on the board, but I thought at that moment, I think it was 4th and 2 on the 5-yard line. I thought the worst case scenario, we didn't get it. We had them pinned back. We got the ball back at pretty good field position there after the punt, so it all worked out. But yeah, no doubt. I mean, listen, that's what my message to the team was. My mission to Joe and Clint was, hey, we're going to be an aggressive play call. Listen, it didn't work out there at the end. We got the incompletion with Alvin, but listen, that was a great play call by Clint. I wanted to be aggressive. I didn't want to just run the ball one more time and punt it back. I wanted to be aggressive, and so in the beginning, right through the rest of the end of the game, that was our mentality all the way through.
And you talked earlier about, you alluded to the city being starving wins. Can you kind of put into context what the week has been like in the past 7 weeks of a losing streak in the NFL, and then to be able to kind of finally get over the hump today?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I thought, like I mentioned earlier, I thought the energy in the building was great. I was a little bit, I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit, I really didn't know how it was going to be coming here today, and great crowd, great energy, and then just to see the fans in the beginning of the game, and then to see him as I'm walking off at the end. I mean, that was great. I said earlier in the week, the city should be pissed off, the fans should be pissed off, and they know what a winner looks like, and they want winning football, and the goal all week was to do that. And so, happy we delivered. Now let's see if we can, as I said to the team, let's see if we can duplicate that, week after week. But certainly a great start.
You talked about the football gods were on your side today, especially since coordinator. You get to make your 3 field goals.
Yeah, well, Youngway kicked our ass in the last game. He was lights out, and I briefly talked to Youngway before the game. Him and I are from the same area. Our 2 high schools are rival high schools up in North Jersey. So I've known Youngway a long time, and I was busting his chops a little bit because he was lights out the last time we played him down there in Atlanta. He's a great player. Great job by Ridgeway getting his hand on the ball. But certainly when that other ball went up, and I thought the Voodoo guys in the Superdome were helping us out today with my man Koo for sure. So no doubt, and made some big special teams plays. But listen, he's a phenomenal player. Yeah, he's been really, really consistent the last few years.
Tyrann's listening, so he mentioned earlier this week he kind of felt like he wasn't being Tyrann. So did you change anything or encourage any change about his role or his ability to freelance or his ability to make those plays?
Well, I think Joe within the game plan wants him to have some. There's some things that we do that gives him the ability to read some stuff. Obviously, great read on the interception, and great play. And that's the best part about him is he's his own biggest critic. He knows what good football is. He knows when he's playing good football, and he knows when he's got to step up and what things he can correct. So his experience is huge. So he's not a guy I got to worry about getting prepared. I mean, he's the ultimate professional. He's just got a great football mind, and I'm really happy he's in our locker room. That's for sure.
Hey, Rizzi, you talked about how your day started. Just kind of going back to last night. Did you get any sleep last night? What was it like? Just kind of
Yeah, I didn't get a lot during the week. I can promise you. The first few days of the week, I was dragging a little bit. So yet last night I made sure, and I caught a little bit of a cold during the week. Shocker, right? I wasn't eating or sleeping, so I caught a little cold here, and I'm like, man, I got to. So I woke up today feeling great, ready to go, and I came down here refreshed, energized, and now I got to rehab my shoulder because of pain. So.
How nice family in the audience? See Derek Carr throw the football team because obviously, he's come up. Last week was the first time he played since an injury.
Yeah, he threw a couple of great deep balls today to Scantling. Some great routes by Scantling. It's great to see those guys connect. You look at Derek for the day. I mean, I think that came out of the game with a 132 pass rating, really efficient game for him. But yeah, the deep shots are huge because it opens up everything else. And Scantling did a great, like I said, we put a couple of those plays in this week, couple shots to him, and it was great to see him cash in on those.
Do you have a family in attendance at all?
I did. Yeah, I had. I didn't have all. I had my two sons that play college football, so they weren't able to make it down. But yeah, I had family, friends. Some of my college buddies came in. Obviously my family was here. So just a lot of great people. The support this week's been phenomenal. I still haven't answered every text. I'm still working on that, but no, it's been awesome. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
I mean, did anything change with your role, with your approach, with what Joe encouraged you to do or anything?
Nah, pretty much the same old, which I enjoy doing it. It's a good defense, it's a good scheme. But every now and then, you itch to make more than just tackles. You like to touch the football every now and then. But one of those on that play, I was able to get to it. That's it. Well, I kind of knew it was in like a double stack look, so I knew it wasn't really anything like vertical outside of like the digs. Like it wasn't going to be anything deeper than the dig route. And so I kind of just set at 15, and once I kind of read the route, I just tried to get to the catch point, before he did.
You almost got one in the first half, didn't you?
Correct. I think if it was a little bit higher, probably caught that one too. Yeah.
Did you feel a little bit? I mean, as two, you got super close to. Did you
Yeah.
feel different to that?
Well, no, I think, just kind of, watching the season. Obviously, I haven't touched the football a whole lot, this losing streak. And, just kind of going back, through the catalog, we played those guys that first game. It was a lot of digs. And I think Kirk Cousins, too, he's comfortable throwing that route when he needs to play. And so, that was just one of those situations where, I was in the right place at the right time.
This team might have two running backs who are as tough to tackle as any in the league.
Atlanta?
Yeah.
For sure.
You guys did that throughout the day today.
Yeah.
Big point of emphasis, was that a result of the buying and energy everybody's been talking about?
Well, I thought, a few plays there probably could have been a little better, a little tighter. But for the most part, man, like everybody was dialed in. We pretty much knew what we were going to get, all game from those guys. And, they love running the stretch. They love running the toss. You know what I mean? And so we knew it was going to be we knew it was going to be have to set the edge. And, everybody else from the inside out just got to run and hit.
How big of a relief is it to finally get a win after 2 months?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, man. Obviously, man, we put our all into this, and you never sign up to lose 7 games in a row. Sometimes it happens. I think more so I'm just proud of really our team and everybody in our building. Even Riz, man, I thought like his whole approach to this week. I thought he really set the table. He set the tempo. And we didn't really feel like we were at a disadvantage. I think collectively, I thought we all went into this game thinking like this is about to be one of those games where we have a good time and we win. And so that was really like the preparation throughout the whole week, just trying to find a way to win.
Now, there is like just
during the big game leading up to the game? What was it like?
Riz is actually calm, cool, and collected, before the game. And, obviously during the game, it's a lot of highs and lows, and Riz is usually on the high side, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it's fun. I think, obviously, playing for a coach like that can kind of keep your attention, right? Like keep you focused on what's at hand. I think that's a big deal.
He ain't lying. Earlier in the week, you said that you feel like you hadn't been yourself kind of the last 3 years.
Right.
Talk, boy!
I mean, honestly, man, like this is a new scheme. It's a new system for me. Like I've never played in the post. You know what I mean? So it's like there's certain angles and different things that, obviously, I put in a lot of work, so I feel comfortable doing it. But, every now and then I like to be myself. You know what I mean? But no, it wasn't too much to that. You know what I mean?
Anytime more like yourself today?
I think anytime I touch the ball, you know what I mean, I feel like myself for sure.
That was one on your mind when Alvin dropped the pass and he goes up the other.
Man, you know what? That's kind of been our season. I remember Riz kind of coming in, throughout the week, and he was kind of challenging us that, something bad was going to happen. Like something's not going to go our way. And, I'd probably say if that was 3-4 weeks ago, I don't think we would have got that stop, at the end of the game. So I think that's a little growth, from us collectively. And, obviously, man, like Alvin has made so many plays in this league, you know what I mean? It's kind of hard to kick him, you know what I mean, when he dropped one. So it's really on to the next play.
Tyrann, why is it different? Why was it different today than it was during the losing streak that you guys
Man, I think really is, DeMario does a great job of, really, man, just kind of keeping us centered and keeping us focused on the task at hand. I think in the past, man, we would like press to make a play. You know what I mean? And if somebody gets out of gap, we miss a tackle. We don't really zone up the read the right way. You know what I mean? So I thought we collectively, man, like we was just all on the same page. Obviously we could be better. I could be better. Lante could be better. But I thought we stuck in there. You know what I mean? Throughout the whole game, and obviously that's not something that we've done, really well, in this losing streak.
But Dennis Allen is the cool coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
Talk, boy!
All right. Hold on there. Hold on now. Well, Dennis Allen is the cool coach, though. I mean, you wasn't gonna get it a few games ago, but DA is your boy. I thought he was your boy. I guess, boy, shit turned. Pop, shit changed when people get fired, though.
Man, I tell you what, you've been expecting to rock with me. Look at that good.
Oh my goodness, shit changed when people get fired. As people start really speaking their mind, how they really feel about something, isn't it?
Like
but
you
anyway.
say, he'll show up there by Peyton out there in Denver. He'll show up over there being defensive coordinator. He'll find a job. It just won't be with us no more.
Oh man, but listen, shout out to Tyrann Mathieu. I've been lighting his ass up lately because he was doing all that soft shoeing, but now he's starting to tell the truth. Now you see that? Mm-hmm. But anyway, big ups to him today. He made the interception. He played a pretty decent game out there. Interception was a very big play by him. But the Saints defense, man, I got to give him a big credit for this game because it was really the Saints defense that really kind of sealed the deal right here for the team and made it pop. But anyway, Pops, let me, you got one more interview we're going to put up. Derek Carr is about to speak up here. I wanted to give a quick shout out to the career rushing leader, Mr. Alvin Kamara, man. We're going to come back to this momentarily. That's it from Derek Carr for the rest of this post game. Here we go.
Stuff this week. So shout out to my dad. That one was for you. I know he's probably watching this right now. He's doing good, but Dad, love you, man. That was for you. So thank you.
What kind of game like this do?
Hopefully just give us confidence in our process and give us confidence in the way that we go about our business. When things don't go right, when a coach gets fired, everyone feels that because we all had a hand in that. It's football. It's not just one person, but we know how that goes. And so it was an emotional week, but I was really proud of our guys that, we flipped the switch and compartmentalized and just went to work. So thankful to get a win against team leading our division, and just what a difference a week makes, right, for us. So hopefully we can continue to do and build on it. But we'll have definitely some corrections. But to get this win, I know it felt good for everybody in the building, and give us hopefully some confidence going forward.
What was it like throwing to MVS?
I told him, I said, I love throwing to fast people, my whole career. I said, you're fast and tall. And so those are two good things. So we knew we didn't have a lot of experience going to play receiver for us today. But at the end of the day, I keep saying nobody cares. We have to go execute and we have to go make plays. Thankfully, we have a guy like MVS that he's played a lot of football at a very high level in some big situations. And so he was able to come down with some of those plays for us. But it felt good to, be able to hit and connect on some of those because we knew the potential was there, but it's nice to be able to connect on them and see it actually happen.
Both of the long ones to him sort of hit perfectly for a guy you really haven't worked with much. Is that surprising at all to you?
I'm just thankful, I'm thankful they hit, throwing to those fast guys. I tend to just see where they're running. And Coach Olson always told me judge angles and speeds, whether it's walk through or full speed. And, that's how you work on accuracy. But thankfully we were able to hit them in stride. Everyone would have been, that's the thing about those plays. If you don't hit them, it's like, oh, well, they haven't worked together. And it'd probably be true, but thankfully we hit them and they ended up being really big plays for us in this game. But that's, he's a veteran, I'm a veteran, he knew the landmarks, he knew where to run. And thankfully, I've thrown to some fast guys here before that helped me.
Speaking of throwing to fast guys, obviously there's still a lot missing from the offense with the injuries, but is that an element you feel like was really missing the most was having the speed that regular with the top defense? Yeah,
and I think he gives us an element of that. Obviously now, especially, it's making those plays down the field is not easy. Tracking that ball with guys all over you, that's not easy. But he did a great job. And, so hopefully that adds an element to teams watching the film like, oh, wow, they're back to throwing the thing 60 yards, in the air. And hopefully that helps, everyone else, helps AK, helps. It all works together. And so I'm sure the happiest person in the building was Alvin when he saw those connect, because now safety's got to back up, DBs are a little less, downhill. And so it's football. It all works together.
Speaking of Alvin, what were your thoughts when he dropped the pass, and also what was y'all's intent on that play? Was that one y'all saved for that moment?
Yeah, me and Clint on the sideline, he said, "Hey, next 2 to 5, how you like, you like this?" I was like, "Yes, please call that one." And so we liked it, and there's a progression to it. It just ended up being Alvin's play, and it's AK. I'm not worried about him. Obviously we want to hit it. We want to hit them all. But we're going to continue to rely on 41. He makes that play more times than not. Oh yeah, I mean, he basically came over and like just fell on me. Like, I'm so sorry. I was like, I just put my arm around him. I was like, bro, I love you, bro. If that ends up costing us, I would throw it 100 more times to you. Like, he knows that, I know that. He was heartbroken, that happened. He wanted to, ice the game. Don't even have to put the defense out there, in a situation. But thankfully, defense made a stop, so it didn't hurt as much.
Well, Tyrann said he thought maybe if that happened a month ago, you all might not have been able to recover the win. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, we talked a lot about this week. Riz talked a lot about this week. Hey, if crap doesn't go our way, it's okay. Keep playing. And it kind of just eased the mood. And we honestly, we have nothing to lose. They already fired our coach. We lost, last week at the time to a team that was in last place in our division. What else do we have to lose? Just go out there and compete. If it doesn't go right, keep playing. And it kind of, that mindset of just keep playing, keep competing, kind of just put at ease to everybody. It didn't have to. Not that it was before, like feeling like we're on pins and needles, but it's like when you get your back up against the wall and guys haven't been in that situation or scenario, it can kind of feel like a big letdown. It happened and everyone's crushed, like, oh man, wish we had that one, but there was no like, man, if they go get a field goal, we just got to keep playing, And so I definitely felt that steadiness for sure.
What was the reason like just going up
in the pregame, like, what was he like? What was he?
Fired up, honest, intense. Those are the words that when I think of Riz, that's what I think of, especially pregame, and his awareness for what everyone's dealing with too. It's rare, but he's really good at it. Rich Bisaccia is a lot like that. Their awareness. I don't know if it's just special teams guys or what. Their awareness for knowing what a guy's dealing with, knowing what's going on at home, but still encouraging you, there for you. He texted me late last night, about the situation, that we were dealing with as a family. And for that to be on his mind, he's about to coach his first head coach game, it just says a lot about him. And I'm sure he texts multiple people, last night, because that's just who he is. So, we love playing, and you want to win for him. You want to put your best foot forward and hopefully, give him a chance at being a head coach someday.
How would you describe the mood of the locker room right now? Like after this game, is it relief? How would you describe it?
Just confident, really. I know I kept saying this, but we really believed that we were a good football team this whole time. And I know, trust me, for me especially, that was a long 7 weeks. It's like, is this ever going to end? We have those human thoughts, but we never wavered in the work, and we never wavered in our confidence in what we could be. It just, when you get punched in the face over and over again, it starts to hurt, and so for us to bounce back and do that, Double D said it to me. He said before the game, he looked at me. Our locker's right next to each other. He looked at me and said, "Don't be surprised when it goes well today." And I just smiled because that's how we felt the whole time. He said we should be surprised when it doesn't, and that just speaks to the kind of leader that he is. That he's been here for years.
Derek, you've been a part of the Raiders interim coach that was successful.
Yeah.
You see similarities here?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And I said that after we met with Riz and everything, when everything first happened. I have seen, this situation, I sadly joked with y'all too many times, but, with this scenario, it's very similar where it just feels different. You got to make the feeling, whatever was going on and it just didn't work out for us. The next guy, when I see it successful, is when it just feels different. And Riz did a great job of changing the environment and just how it felt. To just really just to give guys hope again, give guys hey, we got this. That kind of feeling. And Riz reminds me a lot of the situation with Rich. Rich Bisaccia is one of my favorite men in the world, and he's one of my favorite coaches I've ever had. And so. I can't put Riz there yet. We're one game in, but I do love playing for him. And then we also, in this scenario, I thought of the same thing. I was like, AK deserves to be a captain. The way he leads, the way he is, the way him and I communicate, and Eric, pushing the guys, talking in front of the guys, all that kind of stuff. I was like, he deserves it. And before I could even say anything, Riz said it in the team meeting. I was like, perfect. So it's cool. It's cool when everyone's on the same page and feels that way, because I think when that happened, the whole team meeting room erupted, happy because he deserves it. And again, to be an all-time anything, apart from being a captain, I just say congrats to AK because that's special, especially on a team like this. Good. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
All right. All right. Shout out to the fam, man. Appreciate y'all for being in the stream. That's Derek Carr chiming in on his post game thought process as well. He did his thing today. Well, just for a quarter anyway, to be quite honest with you, he was able to make some things happen there. But anyway, shout out to Alvin Kamara, man. This is what it's really about. AK-41 became the team's all-time leading rusher, and he handled the business. So the 10th game of the season and the 111th game of his 8-year NFL career, Kamara became the all-time leading rusher in Saints history. He entered the game with 12 yards short of Mark Ingram's record of about 6,500 yards. Kamara record-breaking carry was a 7-yard run in the first quarter. He's his second carry of the game. So he did it, entering the game as the Saints all-time leader, and he's the Kamara's all-time, all-world, man. He is the all-time leader in touchdowns with 85. He's the rushing touchdown leader with 60. Rushing attempts at 1465. Yards from scrimmage with over 11,000. All-time purpose, 11,739. And he's run for 660 yards and 6 touchdowns on 150 carries, and he's caught 46 passes for 367 and a touchdown in his first 9 games. He topped up 100 yards from scrimmage in 6 games. So Alvin Kamara is never, out of all those illustrious things that he mentioned, he's never had a 1,000-yard rushing campaign in a single year. With 660, we're hoping that Alvin Kamara gets that. With the games with good health, he should be able to get that 1,000 yards. So that's big for AK-41 today. Congratulations to him for becoming the Saints' career rushing leader, and he just owns just the all-world everything player that Alvin Kamara is. And also, there's a poll question going on right now in the chat here for the family members. Over 100 people have already voted on the poll. Name your player of the game. Who is your player of the game? There are 4 options: AK-41, Derek Carr, Tyrann Mathieu, and MVS Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Right now, Scantling is leading the poll. 56% of the pollers says MVS is their player of the game. So big ups to you guys. Appreciate y'all for being in here. We'll get some more breakdown from the family. If y'all have any questions, throw them in there. Let's get some shout out to the family member with the super chats and cash apps. Digideni says, I guess the Falcons fans are rising their butts up out of the city right now. We brung in big. Hey, listen, as you can see, my mother's in the background saying, my mom's real spiritual, man. She's a good lady, man. All right, so he says again, yeah, shout out to you, brother. Thank you. Thank you, Digi Denny, man. Appreciate you. OG to the 3rd degree says Q needs your best Rizzi impersonation. I can't do the Rizzi yet, bro. I gotta listen to him. He's very raspy, bro. I promise you. I gotta listen to Coach Rizzi a little bit more because he's very raspy. But once I listen to him a couple of times, I'm gonna get it because he's it's a lot of husk and raspiness. Oh, we gotta have that type of stuff. I'm gonna get it though. I'm gonna get it, y'all know. Yeah, we gotta get it. I'm almost there. I'm gonna get it. But that's you're pulling my toe up here. We gotta. I'm gonna get it. But that's the best I got right now. Thank you. All right, thank you, bro. And shout out to Muse, man. Muse sent the cash app, man. Shout out to Muse. With her, hold on, let me see if I can get her on here. Yes, she says, for I needed that win. Shout out to Trinity Montoya. Shout out Muse. Appreciate you as well. Thank you. Oh yeah. That raspiness. That's him. That raspiness that Coach Rizzi that he talks with. I'm gonna get it. Y'all know I'm gonna get it. But yeah, Pops, go back to you, my man. Let's kind of go over this thing here, man. With what we seen that happen with the Saints. Go ahead and give me your breakdown on the Saints win, and can we keep this thing moving along, man? That's the big thing. Saints get the win. They stop the slide. Very gutty performance today. Coach Rizzi gets his win as the first interim win as the coach. The Saints are now 3-7. They're 3rd now in the NFC South. They are 1 game behind the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are 4-6. Saints are 3-7. So if the Bucs slide and keep sliding, the Saints with another win could eclipse, kind of move a little past. Right now they own the tiebreaker with the Saints, but they're 1 game better. But beating the Falcons and knocking them down could be something. So let's hear from you, Pops.
Well, they all they got to do is play with the fire and intensity like you had in the first quarter, and they played an up tempo game in the first half. The game was up tempo. It's like quick. They were doing things, and I think they kind of caught the Falcons off balance. And then they changed up some of the play calling also. They wasn't that run, and then try to pass on third down, where teams started to prepare for that type of situation. So he was able to make some yardage. He was able to get the ball downfield a little bit, although I'm not impressed on what they did in the second half, because they allowed Atlanta to kind of claw back into the game by going back to some of the older stuff that they had been using in the previous games. But if they can continue to play with the fire that Coach Rizzi is putting in them, they can move forward. I don't know if they can beat the Cleveland Browns, but right now, if they play the way they're playing, I wouldn't put it past them that they could beat Cleveland. I don't know what Cleveland's record is right offhand, but I know, the way they're playing right now, the way the Saints are playing right now, yeah, they got a good chance to win the game. But we can't have turnovers. We can't have slow plays. Got to be able to, in other words, everything also depends on the quarterback. So Derek Carr has to make better decisions. You can't just, take Taysom out the game in the second half like they did. They did that last week. Why is Taysom not getting more playing time in the second half? They can let him stay on the bench, rest himself up, and then put him in there, in crucial situations and give him more playing time, and especially in the second half, as we try to hold on to leads that we might get. See, so if they can continue to do that, we can continue to get the kind of plays playing like we did today, the plays that are executed really nice today, then we have a chance maybe to get on a little run. We might even have a chance to get on a little run. I'm hoping that we can do that, especially if Coach Rizzi keeps the fire in them. It seemed like they didn't have any fire when he was playing for the Raccoon Man. So the only other thing is, I'm really hoping that they would, that they can keep the fire, keep the fans interested in the game. To make some plays that make watching the team worthwhile. People spend a lot of money, so to get in those games, to pay to go to the game. So I'm hoping they can continue what they did today. Because I believe, be honest with you, I don't think nobody expected them to beat Atlanta today. Because Atlanta had all the momentum going. I think they had won 3 of their last 4, something like that. So they were really playing well.
Yeah, for the Saints to literally stop and I called it because the Saints had their back up against the wall. They could not afford to lose the game. They're prideful enough to not allow the Falcons to sweep them on the season, and that would have been disastrous. That would have basically put the Saints on the outside looking in. This way, they still have a chance. Now, it's a long chance, and all they can do with Coach Rizzi, who has all the passion and the motivation to keep these guys motivated going forward, because you got to have a ton of that. And he definitely has that. He has a ton of energy and passion, and you can see him during the game. He was running up and down the sidelines, talking to people, talking to his special teams guys, talking to his coaches on that first drive. When the Saints were 2 off from a first down 2 off for a set of first downs on that 4th down, he ran up the field and told Clint Kubiak, "Go for it." Now they didn't get it, but he was empowering, he was involved, and that's something I think a lot of the people wanted to see. And then during the press conference, he's very transparent, and he's a very likable guy. Now he's raspy as hell. I'm gonna get the voice. I'm gonna work on that, and I'm gonna get the voice and get that down here. But I got the raspy part of it. Like you hear him saying, "Pops," he was talking. He was like, I got some of that going on, so we're gonna just gotta tune it and tweak it a little bit. And I'm a guy. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna figure it out. Y'all know I'm gonna figure it out. Y'all know me. All right. So yeah, this is. Hold on now. What the hell are you doing? Hold on, goddammit. I'm tired of that. Hold on. Rizzi, he's the guy. Glad I hired him. See, hold on now. He's the guy.
He got. Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, I meant to hire him. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Yeah, okay, Mickey, I hear you, Mickey. All right, but yeah, this is very interesting win, man. Like I said, shout out to Coach Rizzi, man. Getting a big win, stopping a 7-game losing streak, beating the hated rival Falcon Club, and the Browns. I know we got 24 hours to enjoy the win before we get back to business. We got one more game before the bye. It's against the Cleveland Browns. Coincidentally, the Browns are 2-7 as well. Pops, they're a 2-7 club.
Okay.
They lost to the Chargers. Jameis threw 3 interceptions today. He had 1 touchdown, so he struggled in the game. But when you have Jameis coming back here, he was down here for a while, and he's going to bring something with that moving into the season. So that's the next matchup. The Saints play hard. They'll have the bye week to go and reassess and come out of the bye week against the Rams, I want to say. So if you look at it, the Saints might have, if they really step it up, because offensively speaking, they need to get right. Offensively speaking, they had 1 quarter in which they just scored 17 points, and then the rest of it, they just couldn't do nothing. They couldn't adjust anything. But basically what it did is show teams how you beat the Saints until the Saints can get downfield. They need more out of their receivers. Marquez Valdes-Scantling had a really good game in the first half. He disappeared in the second half.
And I couldn't understand, was it the play calling that didn't give these guys a chance? I mean, they didn't open the passing game up. They wanted to run the game with Alvin, or they would pass under. And I'd like to know why these guys don't run full open routes. Like, they have little turn-ins and hook talents, but they never run for enough yardage to get to the ball can get to them so they can catch so that the quarterback can throw it. When they get thrown into the ball and they don't get out far enough, the cornerback or safety would tackle them right there and they don't get the first down. Why don't they run past the first down and then try to make the catch? I don't understand. It's only a yard or two sometimes. And I don't know if that's a play calling or what it is, but it hardly ever works.
Yeah, that was the game plan, though. And we talked about it in the second half. During halftime, actually, before the second half started, we talked about what the Falcons was going to do, and they basically did what we talked about in the second half. The adjustments, what they were going to do. There was nothing surprising about what they did. We said that what was the game plan, and I basically said the same thing, that they're going to put resources to stop Alvin Kamara in the second half and force Derek Carr to beat him. And if it wasn't for Koo, the kicker, that they would have won this game today, because he missed. He was 1 of 4 today. The Saints got a partial block, and this guy just usually he has enough to beat you. And he was 1 for 4 today. We don't rarely see such a kicking performance by Koo, because he's one of the best in the game.
He is.
And the man missed. He went 1 for 4 today. That really helped us out big time. Now, Lowe came on. Shout out to my brother Lowe. He came on and he talked about Kirk Cousins' decision making, which was in the throws that he was making. It wasn't all that, but Kirk Cousins wasn't really, harassed like that in there. The Saints really didn't get after them until later on in the game when they started. They just pushed on through and got those sacks, and then the interception by Tyrann Mathieu. But the defense did what they were supposed to do. Offense almost gave it away. So we got some stuff to look at in terms of the film to clean up. Yeah, they were looking good running the ball, but the Saints got to go into their bag. I don't know. They got to figure something out in terms of the wide receivers. Scantling showing you that he can get involved. The Saints really need to focus on that. What are your thoughts on the wide receivers, Pops, what they need to do in terms of helping and improve that situation?
Unleash them. Unleash those guys. Let them get downfield. The offensive line need to give Derek time to throw the ball. Release those guys. And once those guys start catching that football more, it'll ease up on the running game, make the running game better. The running game was clicking pretty good, but it'll work even better if they can allow these guys to get downfield. Just open up the passing game a little bit more. They don't throw to the tight end. You got to be able to throw the ball around. Sometimes you have to throw the ball, but you have to be able to read the defense. And that's what a lot of these teams are doing. They're trying to confuse Carr and then force Carr to throw a ball under. But he went over the top because the guy was beat. Fortunately, they was able to get behind. Scanlon was able to get behind Atlanta's defense for those 2 touchdowns, but they stopped doing it in the second half. Especially, I mean, you gotta be able to throw that ball sometime. You can't just run the ball, run Alvin to death. I mean, Alvin had a great game today, but he tires out. He tired after a while in the fourth quarter. I don't think he got it as much. When he got it, they was on him. So we got to be able to open the passing game up. Carr has to read the defenses a little bit better. Fortunately, he didn't get any turnovers, but there was one time when he almost got one picked off. But what he needs to do, he's got to read those defenses, settle down, take a few seconds, and look at who's open, try to get them the ball. Just like when the kid played for Carolina, when that defense spread open, take off and run. Which he did run once or twice. Okay, he can do that more often. It would open the offense up to a running quarterback. See, he's not generally looked at as a scrambler, but he got to change his own narrative. And say, if I see an opening, I can run because my guys are covered. Well, I'm going on. I got to pick up. You got to have a pick up what I can mentality. If he gets that, then we'll be able to be in a better shape. Instead of him having to try to force the ball downfield. I mean, sometimes you have to take your time and look. And then if the ground game opens up for you, I mean, the quarterback can be a runner too.
I mean, he would have blew it open, man. When Alvin Kamara dropped that touchdown. He dropped that wide open pass. That was a 50-something yard touchdown, I want to say. When he hit Alvin Kamara dropped it. That would have blew the game open. Would have gave him his 3rd touchdown and was shot his passing yardage north of 300+ yards. So that would have been that. The game looks totally different without that. But as a team, when you can't have that kind of BS. No. That's unacceptable to drop a wide open touchdown pass in the heat of the game. We win the game, but that has to be improved. I'm glad for the win, but I'm not satisfied with the win. Not in terms of all of the issues and errors we had offensively speaking. We're in week number 10, for goodness sake. There shouldn't be a lot of this stuff going on. The disjointedness of the offense through 3 quarters of game. Man, if it wasn't for a large part of Young Hoku missing on these field goals, the Saints wouldn't have survived today.
No,
I mean, we got to get this. It's a win, but at the same time, we got to improve going forward. That's what the tape study is, to improve. What we need to do. We got to study going forward. But Pops, go ahead and give your analysis, man. I'm gonna answer a few questions from the chat, and then we're gonna get ready to kind of move on.
All right, so well, it was a win. A win is a win and a win. Okay, so we got the win, but we still. I'm like you, so I'm not satisfied with how we got it. There were some great plays in there. The defense made some plays. It caused Young Hoku to miss the football, miss the field goal, miss a couple of field goals. But like I said earlier, if they hadn't got tipped at the line a couple of times, he kicked one wide I think it was to the left, we'd have lost that game because Atlanta shut us down in the second half. Shut us down. It's like three downs in a cloud of dust. I mean, you can't just keep running somebody without trying to change up the narrative of the offense. You have to change the narrative sometimes. Throw the ball downfield. Take a chance to throw the ball, especially watch your guys, watch who's open underneath, and then try to, in other words, loosen the defense up so they don't tackle your guy that you're dumping the ball off to. He couldn't get the ball downfield. And that's something got to change,
Yeah, that's true. One of the family members mentioned the Saints should hold tryouts for wide receivers next week. That wouldn't be a bad idea, to be honest with you. I did like how Kevin Austin Jr. played today when he did get an opportunity to play. He did some positive things. MVS was awesome today. We just need to kind of get him in there, but that's Derek Carr doing what Derek Carr does best, getting into the play action and getting the ball downfield to speedy hide receivers. That's hence the nickname I gave him, play action Carr. When you get him into play action, he's a different quarterback altogether. That's what it's about. That's what it's about doing.
Yes, he is. He's excellent at that. If you got a guy downfield, he can throw that dime ball better than mostly. That's as good as some of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's excellent at that, but we got to give him more opportunities.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Shout out to James says another thing, ATL, lemon pepper, wings, overrated. Okay. Thank you. You're going to piss them off with that one. That's one of the things right there. The Atlanta Falcons, and they take pride in the wings, man. That's a big prideful thing in the ATL area about their wings. They love that. Their wing joints all over the place. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I mean, all over the place, man. It's wing joints, man. I'm not even kidding either. Their wing joints all over the place. I'm like, man, where are all of these goddamn chickens coming from that you got a million? Oh, they got some fake ass chickens out here. They didn't manufacture them in the lab somewhere. It can't be that many chicken on earth. All them damn restaurants in one damn area. Good Lord, man. Jesus Christ.
People
Jesus. Wings everywhere, man. But yeah, they take pride in there, man. They got one restaurant had 30 wings, 30 different flavors of wings. I'm like, good Lord, man. Who eating all these damn wings? Hey, and you know what? The next thing is, Pops, I probably need to go down there and start a chain of prune juice stores, because they all backed up out I got the prune. We had to set up a prunery. Pops, I got to set up a prunery down there, man, to stop all this shit. They backed up out there, man. Come on now. The prunery, man. There's something going on out there. But anyway, oh yeah, we got to set that up. We got to get that going on. But anyway, thank you, man. Appreciate you for the super chat there, fam. Appreciate you. And also quick questions from the family members before we dirk on up out of here. Any questions here? Okay, Rizzi should sound like Jadakiss. Nah, Jadakiss is a lot. His Jadakiss's voice is a lot not darker, but deeper, a lot more deeper than Coach Rizzi. Rizzi is raspy, not just deep. He has raspy, like his voice is blown out, and it's because of how he talks. So he don't have a up or a down. It's raspy because his voice is blown out, because that's what he do. He yell all the time. He's a football coach. You know how that go. All right, Can You 2U says MVS shouldn't have been on the street. He had a choice. MVS, it came down to him making a choice between the Saints and I think it was the Commanders at the time, because Jaden Daniels was hurt at the time. So it was Derek, it was the Saints, it was the Commanders, and it was a third team. And he chose to come to the Saints. And his family's from the area, and we good he did.
Yep. So
yeah. Earl says, can you imagine when we get all three wide receivers, if they can keep Scantling, because Scantling's on a 1-year deal, he would be a good complement to Chris Olave, to a Rashid Shaheed. He would be the perfect complement. He's a big veteran wide receiver he's 6'4". He has a good 40 time, and he would be the perfect wide receiver that you would want to, if you wanted to sign them to go there. But that's what it comes down to, the Saints and money, and whether or not they'll have the money to be able to sign them, or they'll just draft somebody to put there. You see what I'm saying? So he would be he'd be a good option to have there, if anything. Avis says Carr situation awareness is terrible late in the game. He should have slid Vice going out of bounds for fear consumes the guy. He's definitely got a lot of that in him. The intentional grounding wasn't really a smart play to do that. He just threw the ball out there and didn't know where he's throwing. It was intentional grounding. Sometimes he tends to hold on to the ball. He may mention that of himself. Like his timing is off. That's why I was saying the Saints were moving the ball, running the ball, but his timing's not completely there. Like he played last week, and he was missing here, he was missing there, he was throwing missing there. He was better rhythm in this game when he's getting the deep ball. But that's the thing, getting him involved in the play action and getting the ball downfield is a big part of helping him kind of pick up his confidence. And that's what it is. I mean, you're not going to turn Derek Carr into nothing but what he is. Derek Carr is not going to be anything ever except for what he is at this stage of his career. He's a deep ball throwing play action quarterback. And you want to keep the playbook simple, because at times he seems to be off time. Like he was, like some of the throws that he made, he held the ball a little too long, but he was still able to make the throw down the field for a completion. And got to give him credit. He stood in the pocket to make them throws, a couple of throws that I did see him make there. But in the end, like I said, you got to know what you're dealing with. And the man, you got to put him in the position. You got to get the ball game. You got to run. So the Saints going to have to figure that out going forward, man. They got to, because there's too many plays I've seen today, offensively speaking, where the Saints were disjointed. It almost looked like the first 3 to 4 weeks of the season, as opposed to you being in week number 10. It's different here. You can't be in week number 10 and still have this many communication issues. We got to understand that we've been running these plays, even though they got 1 week a game, and when 1 game a week, you still have several practices between the week leading up to the game. Right. So whatever the plays we working on at work, we need to stick to those plays. So we seen some diversity there. We just need to clean up. And I know I hate to say the cleanup term, but we have to iron up and work through this stuff so we can keep doing whatever we need to do to just keep winning 1 game at a time until and if we catch up. All right. But anyway, Earl says, yeah, this thing could look, they working their way through. They working there. KB says Q. I think DA somewhere like, damn it. Yeah, well, DA somewhere with that money. He there sitting up there with that money. Pops, he got that nice money right there, and he need to jump back into the game. He's sitting back with whatever the Saints gave him. So we all good with that. All right. So anyway, Peyton Turner tore Rizzi up. Yeah, he was complaining about that. We seen that. So it's all good. All right. Any questions, man? Shout out to y'all there. Pink, did Alvin have pink eye? I didn't hear anything about pink eye. Pammy, I didn't hear anything. What's up, Bobbin? All right. Cutter Babino says Breeze got y'all Spall. Carr will never be him. Stop expecting him to be. I don't know who you're talking about. Nobody expects Carr to be any Breeze. That don't even make sense for you to put them in the same category. Carr and Breeze. Breeze is the antithesis of what a accurate quarterback's supposed to be. Carr is not that. He's a gunslinging quarterback that sometimes get in trouble for trying to fit these balls in tight windows, and he gets them in trouble sometimes. He's a guy that tends to stare people down as opposed to go through progressions. He does this. This is what his game is. So he's not no Drew Brees, and you should never ever say something as stupid as saying that you spoil for success. Success is what you're supposed to have. You're supposed to be spoiled with success. You're supposed to be more successful than anything. You aim to succeed. Nobody aims to fail. But if you fail, you adjust and you get back to winning. That's how things work in life. But you'll never hear people say you spoiled to losing, are you? So thus you shouldn't say you spoil to winning. So I don't understand the comparisons between Carr and Breeze. That don't even make sense. Them two dudes on 2 different planes altogether. Yeah. All right. Q says, Youngblood says, Q, did we get an update on Tagliafico? I don't remember if he returned to the game. It was Ali Udo playing in the game. Let me see if I can kind of look at that and see if I can find something on that. Give me just a second to do that. See what I can find on that. Yeah, but it's one of those situations, man, where as a team, man, it is the Saints are 3-7. They got to win 1 game at a time. That's what it comes down to. That's all.
That's what it takes, 1 game at a time. And I think Coach Rizzi got the right idea. And you keep them if you can keep them focused. I'm talking about especially the defense, we have a chance. And then if you're an offense, then we have a chance. If we can keep those 2 staying on the same page, I think we have a chance to win a few more games.
Right. Yeah. Tagliafico, he had a thigh issue. I seen him on the bike, and I don't see anything saying there's something wrong with him. I know Jordan Howden had some injury issues, but whatever's going on, we'll see it. Because he was on the bike working his way through whatever was going on with him. He had a thigh issue, I want to say. Wasn't it a thigh? I want to say he was dealing. Yeah, it was a thigh issue.
It was a thigh. Yeah, he was on the bike on the sideline. He just come out of the tent, and he was on the bike, pumping, riding the bike on the sideline there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we'll get injuries updates on some of these guys tomorrow, because I've seen Jordan Howden on the sideline. But we seen your boy handle some business at the safety position. That came in and that makes some plays. Boy, that was a really solid pick up the Saints used when they got that, man. I ain't gonna even lie to you, Pops. They picked up your boy from Detroit, and that guy just, he came back off of injury, and he got right in there and started making plays. He laid out Tyler Algieri, blew his ass up on the play.
I remember that.
Yeah, he was just Will Harris was playing his ass off in there. Will Harris finished the game with 8 tackles, and he just got back injured.
Like he was running with the football, and the man stopped him right there.
He popped him. He knocked him on his block, and then we did that. Like when he blew up Tyler Algieri, you didn't even see Tyler Algieri running like that anymore. And props, seriously, when Will Harris took on Tyler Algieri and blew him up, Tyler Algieri wasn't the same for the rest of the game. They actually went to Bijan Robinson because you remember the first game, they were using Tyler Algieri against the Saints really good, but boy, Will Harris knocked him on his ass. He wasn't even the same for the rest of the game. They just kept running Bijan Robinson. Y'all noticed that?
Did. I remember that. Yeah, remember that. He stopped him right there. I mean, as soon as he got the ball, he went a yard too. When he hit him, he didn't move further. No, he didn't go no further, but he went back and laid down. They put him on the ground.
Yeah, he was awesome, man.
Yes,
he had 8 tackles in the game. He had a couple of missed tackle or something like that, but I'm not gonna be too hard on our defense, man, because the defense kept having to go on the field to try to help out because the offense was not carrying its water in the second half. And the defense had to go out there. They had to force turnovers. They had to make tackles. And it's tough tackling Bijan Robinson, a north-south power downhill runner later on in the game. And they started leaning on him. And that's a tough ask to do. And the Saints were able to do it in a successful fashion. So they need that to be happy with that. Right. So anyway, the Saints get the W today. Yeah, that's right, Sean. You all good, brother. All right, yeah, but this is the thing, man. The Saints get the W today. They win. They stopped the 7-game losing streak. It's something to build on. It's some tape, definitely some tapes to study and to give you something to do going. It gets up to Cleveland. Cleveland, they got some issues. They'll be coming down here with Jameis coming up next Sunday. So the Saints will have an opportunity to add on to the winning column. So they have to prepare, iron it out. We got 24 hours to celebrate. Family, you know how that works. Family, we got 24 hours to celebrate the win. And then Monday is back to business. It's back to business as we have to line the next team up, line them up, and we're going to knock them down. All right. Nola says, Q, you saw that hit on Kyler Murray? No, I didn't see it, bro. I sure did. I ain't even look at no highlights yet. All right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And yeah, we get, that's right, Earl. Earl saying, McCoy. Yeah, you get McCoy back next week. So the Saints going to have the 5 starters back the first time in a long time, man, since the start of the season. So we'll have our offense. Hopefully that'll definitely help with the running attack. We know McCoy will be a little rusty. He missed a lot of time, but he's back. He'll be back next week for the Browns matchup. And then we play the Browns matchup. Then we have the bye week, send them to have the extra time. Then we come out of the bye week against a Ram team that's kind of struggling right now. So we got a lot going on. I don't want to span 2 forward pops, but the Saints can put some games together. They can change some stuff. What you think?
Yep, I think we got a shot. McCoy will be back, and it won't take him long to get back into the flow. If we can get our running game going and do a balancing act with the passing game, and get one of the receivers back, maybe get Olave. Hopefully, we can have Olave back. Not I don't see him coming back from Cleveland, but for after the bye week, we get him back.
Yeah, that'll be Pops.
That'll be a big help.
He'll be eligible to return for the Washington game. Right. So yeah, that if that's the case, he got to go through some more medical stuff, all that. I would put the concussion proof helmet, and I would even put the pad on top of the helmet going forward if I was Chris Olave, which is something he probably going to consider. But yeah, he's not eligible to return until the Washington game. But yeah, getting him back would be big too down the line.
Mm-hmm. That certainly would be. But I can see us beating Cleveland. I could see that distinctly a possibility. And we can start putting couple of games together, winning a few games. You know, if they can get their feet under them, I think we have a chance to win a few games.
Indeed.
But today, this was an important game for them to win. Like you said earlier, they had to win this game. Because them beating the Falcons or beating any NFC South team keeps them in the hunt. So we split Carolina, we split Atlanta. We just got to worry about Carolina. I mean, not Carolina. Tampa Bay. The Tampa Bay waxed us pretty good. Next time we get them, we got to be able to. Hopefully, we can take them and beat them. We'll have all our stars back and make them run at them. Hopefully, we can beat them.
We'll see what's going on, Pops. Is this some of the what happened down here? As the Falcon people were, we were down. They had
look at it.
Tour.
Yeah, they had a big parade. When they had that parade at halftime, I mean,
they did this yesterday. They was down there filming themselves, second line in through the city.
I know the bus going back to Atlanta is full.
Yes. So yeah, they was celebrating, and once again, they don't get it. They rise up to fall down. They don't get it. They don't understand. They don't get it.
Boy, that waving the Atlanta flag. He ain't waving that flag right now. I bet he's sitting down in the corner, looking at his cell phone or something.
He crying in that flag right now. What he doing? That's what the hell he doing. So yeah.
Oh yeah, they figured they had this victory locked up.
Yeah, this Pops. This is this didn't age too well.
No.
All right, that's gonna do it for the stream. As we and shout out to my dog Big Low, man. He was down there with the rest of the Falcon people, the Rise Up tour, and they rise up to fall down. This is what the Falcons do. So anyway, with that being said, y'all please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Please feel free to share the show on your social media feed. We's in here. Shout out to the fam. Big ups to you. Demi says, Q, I prefer us to get number 5 pick or lower so we can have the chance for a better QB. We don't have a chance to make the playoffs. Let's focus on the good draft. We need players for every spot. Thank you, Demi. Appreciate you. Shout out to Demi. Yeah. I covered this at the start of the show, right? We talked about this. We talked about this on yesterday's stream. There's a report that Ian Rappaport, who's the insider for NFL.com. He did a report this morning. Y'all could probably look up for it. But what he was talking about, we talked about on Saturday, the report he released on Sunday morning. And we talked about what's going to happen in terms of the Saints and the move. Just because you fired Dennis Allen, does that mean you wipe the slate clean and start all over? And like I said, you can't start a rebuild without money. The Saints did acquire extra picks rather, for Marshawn Lattimore, but they don't have the money for a rebuild. So you need money to rebuild. You have draft picks are only a part of it. Now, I've said this because this is where Mickey Loomis has. That's why I'm telling people they should be upset with Mickey Loomis and Dennis Lauscher. They basically put you on a path that you can't reverse from. You can't. There's no reversing. There's not enough room for you to turn around and go back a different direction. You're on the path where you are forced to go down this path. You can't turn back. That's what I'm trying to get the family members to understand about the contracts that's going on. You got older players on contracts. That's the bulk of the money. The next 2 years, you have contracts or players on contracts that you could trade for lower value, which you're not going to do, or you're going to have to ride out these contracts. We're talking about people like Derek Carr. We're talking about Taysom Hill. You're talking about Tyrann Mathieu. You're talking about Demario Davis. You're talking about Cam Jordan. Even Foster Moreau fits the 2 year window because their contracts are set up where you have to go down this path. That's why they're talking like that. There, you need money to rebuild, and getting draft picks is a part to help this process keep going because you're getting draft capital so that you don't have to spend money or more money on players. You see what I'm saying? You get the draft picks. That's cheaper than going to try to sign free agents off the board. And this is the way they believe that we'll make it through. But there is no backing up out of this path that Mickey Loomis put people on. This is it. That's why he was fighting. That's why Loomis was fighting tooth and nail to try to keep Dennis Allen in there, because he understood that this is the plan that him and Dennis Allen and Mickey Loomis and Dennis Lauscher, if he got a brain, they put this path for us to follow. That's what the bottom line for it is. There ain't no reversing this path. And it's not, and I say that, and I don't like it, but I'm telling you the reality from the contract standpoint. Ain't no reversing this. Nobody wants to take Derek Carr's contract. It's a big contract. They reworked the contract this year to kick open money to sign people, and that tied you to him for the next 2 years. A year after that, you could have got from up under that, but you're tied to him with dead money and cap hits. Nobody's going to spend $50 to $60 million or get hit with a $50 to $60 million cap hit for Derek Carr. You're going to have to live with him. So you're going to have to find a coach that will take Derek Carr and the Saints, how they're currently constructed. There'll be you might be lessen a few players. Like you got Paulson Adebo, you got to sign. You got Juwan Johnson, who you probably going to try to see if you can find somebody. You got Chase Young, Willie Gay, Will Harris, who stepped up and played. It won't be expensive, but you have to make a decision on some of these players because some of these players are going to get a nice little contract from somebody. Chase Young is somebody going to offer him a good little money based on what he did because he showed you this year, if he keeps playing this way, that Chase Young stayed healthy for a full year. That looks good on him. Somebody might want to offer him a deal. Then you have to, you're not going to be very active in free agency in terms of signing big names because they got to work back $60+ million next year in the red to do this. So you don't have the money because you're $60 million in the red starting that next year. If the cap goes up 20 million or whatever the case may be, that cuts off some of it. You're still 40+ million in a year. You still got to rework money, and that money got to go somewhere. So you're taking money from the future and bringing it into like money from 2026 and 2025 to get the money down so you can even function. This is Mickey Loomis did this. That's why I be telling people that Mickey Loomis, Lauscher, and this whole thing is all on them. You're on the path. They're in the reverse button here. He put you on the ship with a lever that go forward, and then once you push it forward, he done broke it off and threw it out the window. You can't reverse it. You got to go through this path. You got to go on this path. And the only way out of it is you got to wait for those contracts that I talked about to expire. Well, it takes 2 years. Once those contracts expire, you get over $200+ million back. And at that point, you got a brand new team that you would have to have a new quarterback for and all this kind of stuff. That's the game. And what Ian Rappaport said this morning that I said Saturday is that the Saints say that they're going to not have a big rebuild. They're not going to burn it down to the studs. I was like, whatever, man. I said that Saturday, man. I told the fans that they dropping it. Well, oh shit, the Saints said, oh, they ain't gonna burn it. Well, whatever, man. I've been talking about that. Ain't nothing new. What they talking about. The guy just got a larger audience to say it to make them see like, oh, you ain't gonna burn it down. Just no kidding. The contracts they have is all locked you into a 2-year window, unfortunately, and they have to win. So they're not going to go out there and funk it up and try to lose. They're going to do their very best to win games to get in the playoffs. They're going to really try to justify what they did, especially Mickey Loomis, because if it fails, that's a lot of issues going on right there. But it's still, I'm not saying they're going to make it because it's a long way. It's a very long way to do that. It's a long way to get there. You got 3 games. Through 10 games, you won 3 games. You still have to beat, you got 7, 8 games left? I forget. You still have to win or go on a winning streak and beat all these other teams to be competitive, to have the chance to even get a playoff shot. I'm not saying it's not possible. At the end of the day, this is the path that they set us on. That's why Loomis was hell-bent on keeping Dennis Allen in where he was at. Because he knew it from a contract standpoint what this means and how they can't then go out and talk about drafting Shador Sanders or any of these other guys. They're gonna sit behind Derek Carr. He's $150 million quarterback. They're gonna sit behind this man. You gotta justify his money. That's your little parting gift from Dennis Allen to you. That's Dennis Allen's parting gift to you. You can't get from up under that. All right. Anyway, big ups to you guys. Appreciate you for being in the stream, man. Yeah. Carr is, like I said, Derek Carr, you can, and I've said this before, you can, if you utilize him correctly, you can have success. And success with Carr is play action. With him throwing the ball down the field. So if I was the Saints and I'm Coach Rizzi, I'm going into next week, see if I can find me some wide receivers to help out. See if I can hit free agency and see if I can bring me some guys in here that can help me stretch the field. Get me a couple of veterans that got some experience that's similar to the system that I'm trying to run because they got them out there. Bring some of them guys in here and see if I can get down the field because Chris Olave ain't coming back right now. Rashid Shaheed's on IR. He done. So you need to go and find guys that can stretch the field so we can get the play action going, because that's a problem. So that's my talking point. Pops, you want to add to that before we go?
Oh man, I think you're right on point, son. With our limited money, we got to see what's out there and see who's out there, and they can continue to do that and bring some help in here. We can might be able to have a chance to win some more games. And I think you're correct. I believe we got a shot to do some things.
Yeah, we definitely got that. So it's on. It's a positive thing in terms of us getting a win, because they can't funk out and try to tank down. It don't benefit them to do that, because it doesn't benefit them with the timeline. They're forced into this window. It's unfortunate. A lot of people don't like to hear that, but it is what it is. It's just what it is. It is what the truth is. The truth. All right, Marley Mall says that why Mickey was fired from the Fast Tex when he was young. Pelicans Note says, Q, I love the background. The Atlanta Saints. Yeah, the Atlanta Saints, man. Yeah, that we've been calling them that because they're having success because of the guys that we talked about. Terry Fonto's a Saint, man. A lot of those guys that was making plays is former Saint players. Caden Ellis led the team in tackles today. That's a Saints guy. So all they do is come in and take your player and win and say, look at us. We're winning. Yeah, well, our players, our philosophy. The problem is we forgot that. You got a smug guy at the top that's screwing up everything. We need to get him out of the way. All right, Muse says, I heard you say Washington Q. Can you talk about Laddie? Was anyone else surprised by that move? Yeah, well, not really. We knew eventually, whether it would happen this year or next year during the offseason, they were going to get rid of Lattimore. We knew that because the contract stipulated that, that they would make a move on that. That's why Kool-Aid McKinstry's here. Kool-Aid's supposed to be that guy. Alante Kool-Aid, and I'm pretty sure the Saints will they like Rico Payton to see maybe he can help, but I'm pretty sure the Saints will investigate into getting a cornerback next year in the draft to kind of add to what they got going on. Not really surprised by the Lattimore thing. Not at all. Not at all. We knew it was coming, whether it was this year or next year. I knew that he would be traded eventually because of his contract. The Saints are going to lose a couple of guys. They're not going to be able to bring back a few guys, so we'll see how it goes moving forward, fam. But this is the thing too. Saints had an opportunity to trade Chase Young, and there were calls for Chase Young. There were calls for Lattimore. There was calls for who's the other guy they was talking about? They were calling about Chase. They was calling about Laddie Dad, and it was somebody else. I forget. But in terms of Chase, expect the Saints to probably offer him a contract because Peyton Turner is not coming back. The Saints are going to let him go. And if you do that, you just got Cam Jordan, who is a year off from retiring. And who do you got? So the Saints are just going to stick it out. They're probably gun-shy to draft another defensive end, so they'll spend a few dollars on Chase Young. That was a big indication that, hey, man, Chase Young probably going to get a contract from the Saints because they had a chance to trade him prior to the deadline, and they held on to him. So there were definitely calls about Chase. So the Saints don't be surprised if the Saints have a contract extension with Chase Young, opposite of Carl Granderson. Don't be surprised. And to be honest with you, I'm not too angry about that, even though, he'll get better as the system goes, but the Saints need to work on that depth a little bit more too. And hopefully get Tanu Passamio back soon. I know later on in the year, Passamio's supposed to return. He'll be a big help for us too. All right, fam. Appreciate you. And Marley Mall says it's the last one. Says, "Oh yeah, can you too?" You says Rizzi. He says work on that Rizzi impersonation. You got Mickey nailed. I'm gonna get it, brother. I just got to listen to him a couple of more times. And it's raspy. I know he's raspy. Hey, we got it, that kind of thing. I'm gonna kind of iron out the wrinkles on that. Marley says, "Q, the only one left here to protect Carr is Mickey." Now you can look at. Yeah, that's true, but that's a part of the window. It's not. You're not, like I said. We just tied into Carr, and my thing is, I know they ain't gonna trade the man because they ain't gonna get value for him. He works if you can get him into the running game, into the play action. So my thing is, instead of just looking to can him and do whatever this type of stuff, just get him the wide receivers to get downfield so he can get into his throw bag. That's all I'm. I have to take what I have. I got to take what I have. I can't be sitting up here and worried about, well, I got to get this guy out of here because no. I got to work with what I have to win right now.
Right.
I can't burn the house down. I can't burn it down and start from whatever. I have to work with what I have right now. So I have to figure out what he's good at, which is play action throwing. I have to be able to get him the wide receivers. I have to be able to get my offensive line together where we can be able to run the ball effectively and then get into the play action so that can help him, so that can get him the help. So that's what it is, fam, as far as I'm concerned with him. But Carr is good in the play action. That's what it is. That's all it is. If you use him try to use him to win game by itself, you won't win games like that because he's not that dude. You got to use him in the right way. And play action is his way. That's exactly what it is. I don't care about trying to cut him because it don't make sense to cut him because you're going to get hit with $60 million, $50 million debt cap hit. That don't make any sense for you to even go there. So we in the throes of it. You're in week 10. It ain't about trading him away. He healthy. Get him into the play action. Get him some wide receivers. We need wide receivers. We need the wide receivers. You got to get fast wide receivers who familiar with your system. We got to get these guys ready. You know, get it. We got the Browns, and then we got a bye week, so we got some extra time to see if we can get some stuff going wide receiver wise. We need help at the wide receiver level. We need help. We need help there. That's the bottom line. We got to get if there's going to be, because they're not going to throw the season away. They're not going to tank because monetarily speaking, they can't afford to tank. They can't afford it. You know, people like you, I don't want this. I hear you, but this is what you're getting. This is Mickey Lomas. Hell, I ain't do it. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. I ain't do it. I did not do it. All right. So, yeah, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. He says a high note raspy. Is it? Yeah, I'm gonna have to see. I gotta get it down. I'm gonna get it. Y'all know it. If I can get the Mickey down there, I can get raspy, Coach Rizzi or Raspy Rizzi. Gerald Drew says, so cute. I tagged you in something on Twitter, brother. Okay. All right, brother JL, hold on just a second. Let me see if I can pull that up, sir. I think I got my Twitter up here. Let me see what's going on. My ex, I mean. You know, they get mad at you when you says it's something. Hold on, let me see if I can find it, brother. All right, but anyway, man, listen, man. It's all good. Yeah, we was all right. Yeah, they kept and it's a lot of positives here outside the win. The Saints did a decent job of keeping Carr upright. There was no sacks on Derek Carr in this game. Saints had 3, Carr had no sacks, so that worked out well today. Yeah, the NFC South is horrible. Yeah, well, I mean, you got them on top with it, 6-4 wins. The Saints are 1 loss behind. I mean, 1 win behind Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is 4-6, Saints 3-7. So, you know, if they keep losing, you can probably end up leapfrogging them. But all it is not to get too far down the line. All you need to do is just look at the O in front. Look at the O. Yeah, man. All I can say at the end of the day, fam, is that we just got to keep doing what we're doing, man, and keep moving forward, man, and taking it one game at a time is all we can do when we do it, man. So that's the bottom line. But anyway, fam, we're going to get ready to get out here. Listen, I appreciate all y'all for tuning in on the stream tonight, man. Listen, we had a good time tonight. The Saints handled the business. They took care of business against the Falcons. They beat them 28-17. We handled the business. We won. We have 24 hours to celebrate. We're now 3-7. We got Cleveland coming up next Saturday. So Cleveland lost today as well. Like I said, Jameis had 3 interceptions today with 1 touchdown with the Browns. They lost to the Chargers. So Saints could put together a quick winning streak going into the bye, man. 2-game winning streak real quick. Hit the bye and get healthier. But really this week needs to be about them kind of finding some help at the wide receiver position, man. We banged up there pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So anyway, with that being said, we're going to get out on this. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Shout out to our sponsors, man. Also, as we do all our watch parties, man, shout out to our sponsors. Check out Mint Mobile. The link's in the description section below. They sponsor the PRO Media Network. Our platform, Mint Mobile, they have great cell phone coverage and they have very good prices. So if you guys looking for a way to kind of keep your phone service or your cell phone service cheap, check out Mint Mobile. The link's in the description section below. Also, feel free to check out Teach Henley. It's skincare for the fellas. You know, that helps out a lot. and bet online. If you can't make money with the Saints, then make money on the Saints. That's how I look at it, man. That's how I look at it. All right. Yeah, okay, I got you, brother. You see, yeah, I seen that. He was showing me this. Hold on, let me show it. Yeah, I just played that footage. He sent me the footage about the Falcons people dancing in the he sent me the footage of the Falcons people dancing in the quarters. Yeah, I just played that, brother. Yeah, I just sent it. Yeah, Lowe. Lowe was the main culprit. Hold on, let me see if I can put that. I'm gonna show it. Yeah, Lowe was the main culprit out there. He was the head of the hit parade. You know, that's Lowe. Lowe was the main culprit there, as you can see. Matter of fact, I think he was somewhere in there. There he is right there. That's none of this age well, Pops. None of this age well.
Yeah, they had a good time doing it, but didn't work out for them. But they ain't saying that right now. They all back on that bus. Atlanta about 500 miles, so he catch the bus. He been riding the bus in the fly.
Oh, they gonna get plenty of damn sleep. That's what's gonna happen, man. That I tried to tell them, man. Ain't nobody won't listen to me. I tried to tell them, like, listen, man, y'all, we right what y'all need, man. We got what you got. Yeah. All right, yeah. But with that being said, we're gonna get out on that, man. Y'all check out Bet Online, man. If you can't make money with the Saints, make money on the Saints. That's all I got to say. All right, yeah. He says Q. He says if you got a 99 Pontiac Grand Am, it just keep changing the all. Yeah, that's Mickey Loomis, brother. Mickey Loomis ain't got no Grand Am, bro. He drives the company's cars. That's Mercedes Benz's, bro. he drives what they drive. You know that she has multiple car dealerships. They got a luxury line. He don't drive the Grand Am, bro. Hey, that's how they doing it, bro. That's what I've been saying, man. People don't like that, but that's the truth. There is no reverse on this. You got to go through this. So either you gonna go through it good, or like what it is, or this is it. This is it. All right, yeah. He says, look at all those idiots. Now they did what they did, man. They came down here and they got ran up out of here. It's a long trip back to Atlanta, man, with that W. So you take that L with y'all back there, second line, and sashay your ass back to Atlanta, man, with that L, man. All right. So anyway, we 3-7, Pops. We 3-7, man. We got it, man. We on to the next matchup at home against Cleveland. We'll enjoy this and then get back to business on Monday. So
yes, sir.
With that being said, we'll get out on that. Listen, man, y'all check out our sponsors. Also check out the merch in the description section below. Help us out by giving us a like and subscribe and share, man. And we'll be back Monday to discuss more of it. Appreciate y'all for being with us on our game day coverage. We'll see you on Monday. Much love. Who that to you?
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. Thank God every day I'm not a Felp. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shade for the championship. Fucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us. us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, money like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like this, and I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Your black and gold home for the New Orleans Saints.
Bet Online is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, Bet Online provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, and college basketball, NHL to UFC and MMA. Head to Bet Online today to get in on all the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. Bet